All right, friends, it's your boy, Mr. Shekney, coming at you with Unit 3, Lesson 1, what are scaled copies? And so today we're going to be exploring what a scaled copy is by looking at a couple of different tasks to make sure that we understand what's going on. So in the first one, it says printing portrait. Here's a portrait of a student. So here's a picture. Look at portraits A through E. How is each one the same as or different from the original portrait? So in A, this one is narrower than original. So that's how A is, narrower than the original. This one is wider than original. This one is the same but smaller. This one is the same but larger. And then this one is slanted. So question 2 says, some of the portraits A through E are scaled copies of the original portraits. Which one do you think are scaled copies? Explain your reasoning. So when I think of the word copy, I think of it as the same, right? So it's the same exact thing because I'm making a copy. And then scaled means that it's either enlarged or it's decreased, because I could have a scale, right? A scale measures things, and so things can be larger or smaller. So a scaled copy, I would think, would be C and D. Are scaled copies because their shape is the same, just larger or smaller. And so what do you think scaled copy means? For me, a scaled copy is a change in size, but not distorted. Another way to think of that is not stretched. It's a duplicate, right? Because a copy is a duplicate, so you can think of it that way. Duplicate. That can be larger, smaller, or the same size. So that's what we're looking at here in the first activity. In the second activity, we're going to look at scaling a letter. So we're looking at scaling a letter F. And so in this activity, we're going to look at the original, and so I'm going to measure the side lengths here because it's on a grid. So in a grid, we learned that a coordinate plane allows us to actually assign a number to sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4, this is 1, this is 2. In drawing 1, so it says identify all the drawings so question 1 says identify all the drawings that are scaled copies of the letter F. Explain how you know. So I know that these are the numbers assigned to this. Now, in a scaled copy, we're taking what we took for the first one. So I'm going to look at these first, and this one looks slanted, so I know that drawing 4 is not a scaled copy, not a scaled copy. Now, since I assign values here, a scaled copy is basically going to be the same, shape, but just a different size, or even the same size, right? So we want to look for numbers that correlate to this in getting us where we want to be. So the first drawing, this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a side 6. This is a side of 3. And this side is 1.5, right? So drawing 1 has those measurements. And so what we can do is we can compare, right? So what times 1 will give me 1.5? Well, I know 1 times 1.5 will give me 1.5. So is 4 times 1.5 6? So that's 22, that's 6. And that's 2 times 1.5 does give me 3. So drawing 1 does look to be a scaled copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 1.5, and that's about 3. So that does look like a scaled copy of the first one based off of scaled by 1.5. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. This is 2. This is 4. This is double this, so this is times 2 would be here. This one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the same, so it needs to be the same in order to work. So drawing 3 is not a scaled copy. Drawing 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. 1 times 2 gives me that, but that's not the same, so no. This one here, this is 2, 1, 1. So the drawing 6 is no, because that's the same, so this side would have to be 4, right? So 1 times 1 gives me 1, but then 2 times 1 does not give me 4. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if I multiply 1 by 3, so 1 times 3 gives me 3, 4 times 3 gives me 12, and 6 times 3 gives me, or not 6 times 3, 2 times 3 gives me 6. And so scale, this one is yes. So I would say that drawing 1, drawing 2, drawing 3. Sorry, not drawing 3, drawing 7. Drawing 1, drawing 2, drawing 7. Drawing 3 is not a scaled copy, so I don't know why I wanted to say that. So this is, drawing 1 is scaled by 1.5, scaled by 2, and then this one is scaled by 3. Right, and so that's what we have here. So looking at this, drawing 1 is scaled by 1.5, and I did all that work up there so that you can see it. And so question 2 says, examine all the scaled copies more closely, specifically look at the lengths of each part of the letter of F. How do they compare to the original? What do you notice? Every segment is the same number of times as long as the matching segment in the original drawing. So basically what this mumbo jumbo is trying to say is that every line segment is multiplied by the same number. And now it asks us to create another scaled copy. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm actually going to enlarge it by 4. So remember, this is 4, this is 1, this is 2. So times 4 to all those numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we're going to go halfway. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 16. So that is that figure expanded. And then we have our last activity, which is basically pairs of scaled figures. So students are going to get cards that look like this. And so you just have some different ones. And it says your teacher will give you a set of cards that have polygons drawn on a grid. Mix up the cards and place them all face up. Take turns with your partner to match a pair of polygons that are scaled copies of one another. For each match you find, explain to your partner how you know it's a match. For each match your partner finds, listen carefully to their explanation, and if you disagree, explain your thinking. When you agree on all matches, check your answers with the answer key. If there are any answers, If there are any errors, discuss why and revise your matches. Select one pair of polygons to examine further. So we have G here, right? So G, I can look at this and I can say, this is G, so this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 2, so 6 and 2. So I'm looking for figures that look like this. Well, figure J looks like this, right? Figure J looks like that figure a little bit. And so this one is 6, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 3. So I don't think that that's 7 and 3, so 2. So those could be a match if we wanted to look at them. What is it scaled by? That's another question. So I know I have 6 times some number will equal 7, and then 2 times the same number should equal 3. I'm going to divide both of these by 2. That's 3/2. Divide both of these by 7. That's not scaled the same. Right? Those do not match. So that's not a match. We'll look here. This one could work, right? Maybe, but it looks a little longer here. So we really want to be able to match. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2. That's 1. Those are not a match. We look at H here. H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 6. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is not that. So bye-bye. Let's see about here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 times what number equals 4, and then 2 times what number equals 1. That's half again, and that's not the same. So nope, those are not matches. And you can kind of see that I'm going through this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a half. So still don't think I'm matching this yet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. One, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So in this example, right, I want to examine, I want to get to ones that I really pulled out. So this is J and H. I want to take away C. So I want you to see this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 14 and 6. That's 3. So these two are scaled copies of each other. So you're supposed to get to this point where you find two cards that are scaled copies of each other, and then you're going to draw them to examine them further. So you're just matching them with the same scale factor. So you're matching two cards, these two cards. This one is double the size of that. And so that's what we're looking for in this activity. We're really trying to pull out if a student understands double, or if they understand that something's being multiplied by half, or if it's being multiplied by 3/2. And so they're basically matching these with each other. And so that is, so I'm gonna do this last activity, draw it here. So I'm gonna draw J, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Over. This is J. And then H would be, I want to make sure I have enough space, so H it'd be 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. My bad there. And then it's going to double 3, so it should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's going to be 6 this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's going to 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, just checking my math, and that's going to be 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's going to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to come over and up. So really you're supposed to notice that this is double this one over here. So this is enlarged by 2. So that's what we're going to look at tomorrow. Students are going to receive at the end, the summary of the lesson so that they can take away the most important parts. And so I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow.